So what the Methow means to me is I really have to say, basically, I feel like it's my identity. I feel like I'm part of this place and that this place has shaped me and shaped my life for the last 40 some years. When we first came into this valley, we were absolutely blown away with incredible beauty. So I'd say the first big thing, of course, is the land. This beautiful land from the high mountains down to the river, to the lakes, the lowlands, the cute little aspen groves that are hidden away somewhere, pine forest. The whole thing is overwhelmingly beautiful, and it is every day. I don't think there's a day that goes by that I'm not thankful for being here and being able to be on this landscape. Every day we're out doing something, whether it's skiing, hiking, riding our bikes, paddling on one of the lakes, windsurfing on the lakes. It's everything, and I can't imagine living any place that would even compare to what we can do here. I'm retired now, so things are so easy. Get up in the morning and say, okay, what great activity can we do today in this beautiful, fantastic landscape? And whatever it is, we're always blown away. We've been here now, as I said, for over 40 years. Luckily, for part of that time, I was a guide in the mountains. Part of that time, I was a ranger in the Poseidon Wilderness. My wife, Sally, was a ranger in the Sawtooths. And we're so thankful that we got to hike all of those high mountain trails. But we're just as thankful that we can enjoy the lowland trails. Hiking the trails at Sun Mountain, the Rexter Trail at Peregrine Lake, paddling around Peregrine Lake, riding our bikes between Twisp and Carlton. Every one of those has a different scene, but a scene that it makes my heart swell because it's all so beautiful. I'm thankful every single day. So the natural beauty of this place really is what drives almost everything, but we have to overlay that with the fact that we have so many opportunities here for recreation. Methow Trails, of course, is a prime one in my way of thinking, because I was part of that for many, many years. And those trails, of course, we use year-round, but it's more than that. It's all of the public land that we're surrounded by. We have all the game department land. We have Forest Service land. We have land protected by Methow Conservancy. And even though I don't own any of that land, I feel like it's part of me and that I am part of it. And that's a feeling that's really hard to describe. But it just fills me with joy to be out and to see that kind of landscape day after day after day. And it's something I never get tired of either. I can just continue to be overwhelmed with living in this fantastic place. And I'm really thankful for some of the organizations that we have that made that possible. We can start with the big organizations like the U.S. Forest Service, Washington State Fish and Wildlife, Department of DNR, but then we move to Methow Trails, who of course I'm very proud of, and the things that they've done. Methow Conservancy for what they've done to save property and to save land. Methow Valley Citizens Council that kept us from having to have a huge development in the Upper Valley with an alpine ski area. And of course all the people that worked so hard to make sure that we did have a huge mine above Mazama. So all of these groups have worked together, volunteers, to try and make this place what is in my heart the greatest place on earth. Part of that is the people here that help make that happen. And one of the things that I've noticed when we first came to the Methow back in 1972, where we bought some property, and truth is we were going to be hippies in the hills. The real truth is we didn't know how to be hippies in the hills, so it's a good thing that didn't work out. But when we first bought property and went there, and we were skiers at the time, and we'd go to Twisp and go to a restaurant wearing wool knickers and things like that, people did not look at us askance. They were friendly, they were helpful, and they've always been that way. I remember talking to some old-timers in those days, and they were nothing but helpful and friendly to me. Not like, hey, hippie, get out of here. None of that at all. They were always accepting of what was going on, and I think that's still true today in the Methow, that people accept other people all the time and welcome them to this incredible community that we have here and this incredible resource of this land. And part of that, of course, is that all of these organizations that work so hard to make this happen. As I said, Methow Citizens Council, Methow Conservancy, Methow Trails, and it goes on and on with other service organizations like Room 1 or the Cove, Methow at Home, Methow Housing Trust. It's amazing that this small community can have all of these things working for everybody. It makes me proud to be part of this valley. Look at what has happened now in Winthrop with that brand new library. Winthrop's a town of what, under 400 people? And it has that kind of incredible library. Of course, the service valley-wide, but it's the kind of we can do it attitude here, and that we will accept you and you can be part of this. And we hope that everybody contributes a little bit to help make this happen. Worth mentioning is one of the great things here is our government. And not many people say things like our government is good, but if you think about the government of Twisp and the government of Winthrop and how those two towns have helped create this whole wonderful feeling that we have in the Methow Valley. And then I would take a big jump here, and I have to thank Okanagan County. Even though the commissioners may or may not agree with everything we do, you have to realize that this huge county that we live in, with all these roads, that they keep them maintained and plowed for us. I'm always amazed by that how they can keep up with all of the stuff that they have to do. So I'm really thankful for all of our local governments here. And it just seems to make our life go on and be easier. I also think that as the Methow grows, some people think that with so many people coming into the valley, it may lose some of its preciousness. But for me, that's not true. Yeah, I see more houses. Certainly I see more traffic. But the basic landscape is here. And the truth is that more and more of that landscape is being protected. And still daily, I can go out, enjoy that landscape, feel good about it, feel good about the people that have worked so hard to make this happen.